How's it going, guys? Welcome back. So the hole is getting to where we want it to be in that I started to dig out as much as I can. And it was about right when we drilled it the other day. We tested the hole. It's pretty much is where the coal ends. So these two little paths this way, this is just spillage for the most part. So that's been helpful. But obviously we're in a situation now where this is all we've got left, this little bit of a ramp, and we want to dig this out. But obviously if we dig it out and flatten it off like this, how are we going to get out? As well as the fact that this keeps going deeper as well. So what I thought was, so obviously we want a way down, but as we're sloping down this way already, what I was hoping to do, if possible, is we're going to try and dig a hole through here so that this kind of is like a little bit of a cave system, if you like. So it will run parallel to it, and with us being able to dig into the land, what it'll mean is we'll be able to go underneath the helipad and everything, and just keep digging through in a giant spiral going down around the outside. And it should we layer upon ourselves. That's the hope anyway. So if we can layer upon ourselves, we will kind of not get in our own way, and we'll be able to keep spiraling down and down and down and down and down. So at the minute, I'm just kind of deciding a little bit between digging out, obviously because the coal's going to get me a little bit more money. So digging out a little bit more of the layer down in front, but also digging a big hole through this pay dirt. Because there's two options that we could do. We could Draymite it and blast our way through, or we could just dig and dig and dig and use the pay dirt. For now, the pay dirt is like the better option just because it's going to pay us money. It's between that and the coal. But I feel if I dig this back wall out here and start to dig down, then it gives us the option. The idea is, if we can get where the wooden boards are roughly, and that's then the slope into the pit, if you like, so that I can bring the truck in there, whoop, and go this way. And then when we come out to the right hand side here, we dig lower. That'll be for like the third section, which will be underneath where we are now, actually. So by the time we've scooped all this section out, we'll be able to go back that way towards the wooden boards, and then obviously, yeah, the loop will continue to go around. So just a quickie, for those who haven't seen, like there's a lot of dirt down the side of the mountain down there. We are actually putting that there. Sounds a little bit wild, I know. And I know that this truck is full of pretty much mostly dirt that we've just dug out of the side there to let us get in, start the cave system, the tunnel system down. But as you see underneath our sorter, I managed to get myself another truck. That's only a 20 ton. But the whole idea here is obviously we're sending everything through the sorter, and it's trying to separate any ores from any of the dirt, you know, any pay dirt or anything, just so that we've got the dirt here. And then what we are doing, we are literally taking that truckload of dirt, which obviously it won't be yet because it's not spinning up ready. But we're taking this truckload of dirt and we are literally dumping it off the side of the cliff, because I want to sort of get a flat pad laid out there and just kind of level things off a little bit, just give me a little bit more room, because we just don't know what's coming and I might be using it bit later on somewhere to store stuff. I don't know yet. Undecided. But that's the idea anyway. And it'll give me a little bit of room to swing a cat around here. So as you see over here, with the old sort of spinning up, it's emptied a lot of dirt into the back of the truck, which is perfect. It's exactly what you want. Sometimes when we put the oil lock on, we get stuck underneath. But no, we're good, we're good. So a full truck, and this is just all dirt. This is just all wasted material. This is just all kind of no use to us. So all I've been doing is, like I say, just dumping it off the edge here, just to give me a bit of a platform. There's no order to it. That's sort of the reason why I also would like a dozer as well, because obviously we're tipping a load of soil down a hill and it's just letting gravity do the work. So it'll all just roll down there. I could pour it slowly, but it all just goes all flying everywhere down the hill and all over the shop, and it eventually does, some of it anyway, form back into the earth just to kind of pile it out. But because of the sheer size of this area that we're doing, obviously it's going to take a lot of trucks to fill this up. But that's okay, because I mean, we've got to dig for a lot of pay dirt in a minute to sort of get that tunnel, so we're potentially going to get a lot of dirt. I was also contemplating on moving the factory or this whole processing plant, so we're nearer the hole, so all we end up doing is just running a truck full of ore up here and just dump direct. It cuts out the travel time between everything, so I'll have to readjust potentially once I've got the hole dug, once I've got the path down dug, and see where we're at. So we've been doing all right in terms of pay dirt, actually. We've been getting a couple of loads that have had a couple of grand in it. It's not been massive money, but obviously when you're doing just pay dirt and coal, you're not expected to make huge money. But yeah, like I say, a couple of times the sort has ticked over and it's $1,000 or a couple of $1,000, and there's been a lot of dirt. So I'm quite impressed with that, I guess. The truck underneath is pretty overloaded though, so this might tip it over the end. Once all this goes through, gets sorted. But hopefully, looking at the cash, fingers crossed, because I know that the shop can be a little bit hit and miss sometimes. Like if you open the shop menu, you get different prices. So I'm hoping we might be at the right end to just be able to get enough. But yeah, because we're sitting at the high end of the 59s, I'm hoping if we go in here and look at the dozers, we might be able to get a cheap one. Yeah, so luckily we're able to pick up the 500 592. So we'll jump in that. We'll give it a go. Now, if anybody has seen me before, you know that with the Dozer, I'm absolutely dog muck. So don't expect great things. Sadly, I feel that I'm at a point where the Dozer just doesn't want to do anything for me. I'm trying to just kind of cut some sort of smooth route down here, and it's just not happening. It just doesn't want to know. I lower the bucket and it just sort of passes through the earth at the minute, passes through the world. So it makes the whole idea of just trying to smooth this out and get a road down that little bit trickier. Don't know if a different size dozer is going to have the same problem, or I don't know, the grader or anything else like that, but start up here is good, but then as we come further down, you watch it work now. As we come further down, it just starts to not behave the same. There we go, bucket's fully deep, and I'm just riding through everything. So I don't really know how I can go about this if it's not really going to play ball with me. Really tedious and really time consuming, quite frustrated, to be fair, because I know what I want to achieve. I just can't do it. And it might be an operator error, in which case anybody's got any tips on the dozer, chuck it in the comments. But I'm just having such a fight with this machine every time I use it. Annoyingly, I do think I'm at the point where a front-end loader would probably be better, just to scoop it down, but practice makes perfect, right? So unfortunately for me, I'm going to say I cannot use a dozer. I just can't. I keep trying, and I will keep trying, but I would have thought that this would have been such a simple task. Smooth all this down, smooth this out. Just cut a little bit of a smoother line up here, but it's just not happening in the way that I thought it would. So we're going to get rid of the dozer, we'll sell that off. Get some money back. Maybe we'll look at getting the grader or something, I don't know. Just have to see how it goes. But the hole has been somewhat started, albeit a bit of a mess and a bit of a tricky one since using the dozer to try and sort out the terrain. But you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve here now, hopefully. So we'll see where we get to with it and see what happens. Just got to try and sort all this mess out now. But I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy. Bye for now. Bye everybody.